Guys, welcome back to Messy and Beautiful. I'm Sarah Jane. Thanks for joining me today for another video. I thought I'd do a quick tutorial today. I am making sticker folders for my sticker boxes, which are these ones, and I just thought I would do a quick, this is how I make them. I'm pretty sure this idea came from Rachel Beauty Plans, and I completely stole it from her, right down to the labels and everything. So if you want to see a bit more in depth, then maybe she's your go-to. And I take absolutely no credit for this idea. It is all her. So I've got my laminator running already because it takes a while to heat up, because it's by no means a high-tech piece of kit. And that might be the noise that you can hear in the background too. So I need two more. So I've made all of these on top of the ones I already have for my shed sort out. And I need another two, and I have another sticker box on its way. These are by no means perfect, but they do me for what I need them for, and the more I've used them, the less I care what the labels look like. The labels serve a function rather than looking pretty. So I'm a bit less worried about the fact that that one sticks up a little bit more and stuff. When I first made these, I was really fussy about it, but now not so much. So this is what we're going to be making, and I need two more. So I have got a foil paper bag from Hobbycraft. This was out of stock for a long time, and I think it's because they've changed the front cover of it. But this, I think, was £5 or £6. But the card in it, it says it's paper, but it's not paper, it's card. It's just beautiful. Just look at these colours. And I saw it and I was like the purple, I need another purple one, so I'll take that out. I've already ripped it out, so I know which ones to do. And another green. And there's green hollow, and there's hollow silver. Sorry for the glare. There's silver card. Like, it's just so pretty. And you get 16 sheets. So I bought 2 packs when I was in there, because I was like, I'm going to need another 2 packs. So these are the two that I'm going to be making today. And again, I'm sorry about the reflection, but I can't do anything about that because that's just the nature of the card that I'm using. And then I've got some cheapo laminating pouches. They're not thick or, you know, a certain millimetre. They're just cheap ones. And then a piece of laminated card that helps to feed them through the machine. So the first thing to do, these are made to fit the really useful boxes. I'll just pull one over for you so you can see. These sticker boxes, this is basically what I am doing with them. So they are the 3 litre without the lid on. I'm sure that you can get other 3 litre boxes, but these are sized to this box, and I find that this size is almost perfect for most sticker sheets. I think Erin Condren are an exception, and there's a couple of others that don't fit, but generally most sticker sizes fit in those boxes, and I find that system really helpful. So the first thing that I'm going to do is cut the card to size. So I have got my trusty paper trimmer, and I am cutting to 7.5 inches. So you end up with a little strip, but I used to keep this because it's so pretty, but it's going. Like, I don't need to keep every tiny piece of card that comes off of everything. And then 5 3/4 inches on the height. And then this one needs a little bit more trimming off, so it's also 5 3/4 inches. And I'm going to cut the other one. In fact, no, I'm not. I'll do them one at a time so you can have a look through and then follow me along if you want to. So then the next thing I do is I put them side to side like that, so I know which corners I'm rounding, and then I get my trusty corner rounder, and I think I do the 7mm. I will tell you when I do it. So I flip mine upside down so I can see what I'm doing, so you can see that it's in the thing properly, because otherwise I tend to get this funny shape out of it, which I don't like. Maybe it is a 10. Is it the 10? Let's do the 10 and see what happens. Yeah, it is. I lied. I do the 10mm, so I round the corner to 10mm just so it's nice and round. I don't really like pointy corners. I don't mind it at the bottom because the bottom makes sense, but at the top of it where you can see it, I do like it to look round. So you basically need to do it shiny side up, because otherwise you might end up with a top piece and a bottom piece. I mean, I'm not sure it really matters. You did it that way up, did that one and that one, like, yeah, you just have to flip them around a bit, but that's how I like to do it. So then you've got 2 matching pieces of card. Then you get, excuse me while I shove stuff out the way, I've got a desk full of stuff again because I'm in the middle of a sort out. And if you haven't seen my shed cleanup series and you are interested in my sort out, then go and start watching that, because there's going to be lots and lots of videos about that. Just clearing up the little bits as I go. So these laminating pouches, I'm pretty sure they came with my laminator, so I have no idea what thickness they are. My laminator was a cheap one from Aldi. Aldi do some really good craft stuff, and I've bought all sorts from them over the years, and they've never really let me down either. So if you're looking for cheap bits to top up your stash or to get some equipment, then Aldi might be a good place to check if you're in the UK. They obviously, it's special buy stuff, isn't it? So you just get it when it's in the shop, and then after that it's gone, but they usually bring it all back. So my label maker, excuse the sticker on the back of it, this is my label maker. I bought this from Aldi. They do them on Amazon, but I think it was only about £12 in Aldi when I bought it, but that was years and years ago, so it's probably a damn sight more expensive nowadays, but there we go. Right, so all I've done is open up the laminating pouch. I've shoved one piece of card right to the very end, and then I've left a gap in the middle of the two, and in fact I'm going to make that gap just ever so slightly bigger, so that gives you the fold down the middle of the pocket. Flatten it out as much as you can, and the reason I pick it up on this is, again, a tip from Rachel, is because you can then feed it through nice and easily. And I just feed it through my laminator and just let it go, and that kind of holds the second piece of card in place. I'm doing it by eye. I'm not too worried if they're perfectly straight or not. I'm not too worried if they're perfectly straight in the pouch, because I'm going to trim it down anyway. So this is just how I do it. And I have made so many of these things now. I've not had any that have like been really problematic. I think other than one where the laminating pouch like creased as I put it through the machine. And then as it's coming out of the machine, you probably can't see this, and it's still warm, you need to fold it. And it's very hot. I crease the edge as well. Now it is very hot, but I have mum hands, asbestos hands. So to me, it's not that bad. But if you are somebody that's quite sensitive to heat, then do be very, very careful when you do this. You might want to wear, I don't know, silicone gloves or something, heat protective gloves. So there's that. So it's really wonky in the laminating pouch. You can see that I've got like a line this side and there's a line that side, but I'm trimming it down anyway, so it doesn't matter. So that is my first one. Now, I'll come on to trimming it down and making it look pretty in a minute. Let's just do the other one. So, because I want this to kind of be a step-by-step rather than me rushing through it too much. Get the paper trimmer back out. Get my little extendy thing. And we go 7.5 this way, if I can find 7.5, there it is, 7.5, trim it, and that's inches in case you weren't sure, and 5 3/4 inches. Now I can do this in centimetres as well. The conversion is 14.6 centimetres high by 19.3 centimetres tall. That's why I do it in inches, just because it worked out on the line. No other reason. I don't measure everything in like inches and stuff, but I just find it easier because, you know, you get your 5x7s and that sort of thing. And then trim off the extra bit to make it 5 3/4 inches high as well. So there we go. All right, put the trimmer away. I don't need that now for a minute. Cause chaos while you do it. Right, and then corner rounder. So 10mm corner rounder, and just round off 2 of the corners to make it nice and pretty at the top. And again, 10mm on this one, and it's shiny side up. And you want to do 2 along the long edge as well. So there you go. And that's the basis of your sticker folder. And then let's just get rid of this stuff, we don't need that anymore. In the bin. It's quite satisfying putting little bits and pieces in the bin, actually, after all these years of collecting this, that and the other. So I've just got a laminated piece of card and my laminated pouch, and actually this comes in really handy for laminating lots of things, so I just keep it in the drawer with my laminating pouches, so when I get my laminator out I get that out as well. Obviously just check there's no fluff and stuff. Like this one's got a little bit of fluff on it there. So I will be getting rid of that. Because of course you're going to end up laminating the fluff, aren't you? Right. And then just line it up by eye. Leave a bit of a gap. Close your laminating pouch. And then I bring back in my laminator so you can see it. And I'll do it there this time so you can actually see me do the fold a bit better. Right, my piece of card has shifted, so just before I put it in, I'm going to sort that out. So you just have to be very careful to try and hold it flat as possible, because otherwise your second piece of card will move about and then it will come out all skew-whiff. But it doesn't matter how straight it is within the laminating pouch, because like I say, I'm trimming it down anyway. Right, so let it go through the machine, and then as it goes through, take that away once it gets sort of halfway through and it's taken the other piece of card through. Then as it comes out with the crease, oh, it has moved, it's moved. That's the first one I've ever done where it's moved, but that'll be okay. I think I'll get away with that as long as it's not a huge category. I know why. I'll show you why in a second. Let me just get it out the machine. So just fold that down. I think I might get away with that if it's only like a small category of stickers rather than waste it. But you can see where it's moved and it's creased somewhere else. So try not to do that. Oh, it's always the way, isn't it? I do it so perfectly. I did 18 perfectly, or 16 perfectly. Yeah, it was a whole pack, 16 sheets. And then I come on to do 2 and I screw one up. Right, and the reason it was wonky is because I had this next to me and I tried to lift up the card like on the side of it whilst I was putting it through the machine, so it slipped down. So you just got to be careful not to do a Sarah and do that. It's always the tutorial ones, isn't it? Honestly. Right, so that is me done with my laminator now, so I am going to switch that off because that humming sound does start to wind me up after a little while. Right, so the next thing is just to trim down the edges and make it nice and neat, or as neat as possible. So I use this edge here because I want everything around here to be square to that edge, if that makes sense. So I literally just cut it down really close to the card, and you have to push a little bit because you're putting through two sides of laminate instead of just one. So you do have to push down a little bit when you're cutting. But don't worry too much if this starts to fray open, because the mistake people make with laminators is that mostly the middle bit adheres to the card anyway. So if you're trying to tear that off, it's going to take the top layer of the card off. It's not just going to fall out because it's got like an open gap just there. It's not on mine anyway, because I used to be frightened that the card would fall out in the middle, and it's just not going to happen because it's stuck down. So then I do the top edge, and then I do the very, very top. Now this one is wonky, but for what I need it for, I don't really give a monkeys. So, and I just check that it doesn't feel like there's no spiky bits, basically, because sometimes if you cut the laminate wonky, you can get like a little tooth thing sticking out. And then I go and I round off the laminate with the 10mm. There we go. Folder made. And the same with this one. So put the folded edge, I am going to crease that a bit because that card slipped, didn't it? Folded edge in here. I would remake it, but I really can't bother. And it's only going to go in the bin otherwise, so at least this way it gets used. And it doesn't really matter what order you do the bits in, it's just, I'll do it however I come to it. So get rid of those little bits. And then 10mm. You can see where it's slipped as well because it's gone wonky at the top too. But this one's going right at the back of the box and it's the last one in my stash. So by this point, do I care? No, I just want it done. Right. So rounding off the 10mm corners, and sometimes it gets stuck because you get a piece of laminate stuck in your corner rounder. particularly if you have the same one that I have. This one is just, it irritates me. It's a good piece of equipment, but it irritates me. Right, so that's your folders done. So you've now got 2 sticker folders, or however many you've made, in some very beautiful card. And of course you can label the front of them, but when they're stacked up in the boxes like this with stickers inside, you can't see all of the fronts of the cards. So I make tabs, and again, these tabs, Rachel Beauty Plans, not my idea, and I hope she'll forgive me for filming this. I just think it's really useful. But do go and check her channel out. Even if you're not watching the same video, go and check her channel out, because I love her channel. Right, so I've got these. They're not the proper Post-it brand. They're just little tabs with colours on them. So I copied Rachel, and I went, I like the clear with the clear stickers on them. The only thing I will say is that I have had these for quite some time now. I probably did this, I don't know, a year or 18 months ago, for half of my stickers. I didn't do all of it, but I'll talk to you more about that in my shed cleanup. And the label has started to go yellow and a bit faded and stuff. So that's the only thing you need to consider. But for me, it does what I need it to do. So these non-Post-it brand little tabs, I think they're the 2.5 centimetre ones. Something to measure it with. Where's my trimmer gone? I'll tell you. Yeah, so 2.5 centimetres or 1 inch. They're 1 inch wide. And you can get 7 across a whole set from there to there without any overlap. So I then put these down, but I normally have something underneath them, and I'll show you why. So I'm just getting a sticky note to put underneath it. Any old piece of paper will do, but I'm just going to use a sticky note because it's the first thing I had to hand. And then pick it up off the floor. So Rachel uses nail varnish remover pads, but I ran out, so I'm just using nail varnish remover. It's acetone free. I don't know if that makes any difference whatsoever. It's just a cheap bottle of nail varnish remover on a cotton ball, and I'm taking the colour off of these. So literally just a little dab across the top. Now it's easier if you do this when they're stuck down. And the reason for that, in fact, I normally just do it straight on the top of there, so you couldn't do it that way if you wanted to. The reason why these need to be stuck down is because otherwise you are taking the glue off the other side, and then they don't stick to your card. So that is done now done with. This stuff stinks, so we're going to put the lid back on, and I'm going to throw out that Post-it note. But now you have got a clear tab that you can, and I stick them on the inside, and the reason I stick them on the inside is because they then stay where they are. If you put them on the outside and you're dragging folders in and out like this, you can soon knock off the labels. So I stick them on the inside, and with them being like this, you can just move them around. So I need to reorganise a little bit when these folders go into my boxes. So I am going to end up moving some around, but that's the reason I do it like that. And then the last thing that I do, but I have run out of plastic tape. I'm just doing this because I really just wanted to get it done. In fact, I want that one first, don't I? Do I? Where am I up to? Let's get my stack. Although they'll probably get moved about anyway. So this is my little stack of ones I've already done. Where's the green one I did? There. There's another green one there. I've got them in a colour order as well because I am that way inclined. But I have some that are made without the colours. And to be honest, if I'm moving them around, I might move the folders rather than just the labels. I don't know. I might move the whole thing about. But yeah, I just used the last one in the, to make them level so that you get a whole set across the top. I literally just used the last one I made in a line. So it will be the silver one in this case. And I will go open up the folder. I'll try and do it in front of the camera, Sarah. And stick that on there like that, and that's done. That does need to come down a little bit. I say I'm not really bothered by it, but when I first do it I do try and be a little bit more accurate. There we go. So that's that one, and then this one, that label needs to move from up there down to there. There it needs to come down a little bit because that's too close together. Because I want to actually be able to see my labels and not have to fight with other bits and bobs to be able to get to what I want. I can't stick things on straight either, guys. So that's always been my trouble. Right, and there we go. So the next thing that I do is I go through, I put all my sticker sheets inside, and I do need to move that one down. That is going to bother me. I say it didn't bother me, and now I've done it, I'm like, yep, that's bothering me. Right, move it down. Let's move it down a touch, because it sticks up quite a lot. There we go. So now there's those, and then the last thing that I do is I get my label maker with some clear plastic tape in it, and I type out the word of whatever category I want it to be. I do try and keep this to a minimum just so that it actually fits upon the label, because of course this is only small. So if you look at my like functional one, for example, you can see that my functional label goes end to end and there's not much room for anything else. But this is then how I store my stickers. So I then have them in little folders like this, and it's just easy to flick through. The other advantage of this sticker system I have found is that when you shop like I do, you reorganise your stickers all the freaking time, because you haven't got room in albums for them, you haven't got room in reusable sticker albums for them, and this way, if I get another sheet of, I don't know, work stickers, and this is my work folders here, I can just shove it in there without then having to go, oh, I haven't got any room, I need to make some space, or I need to start a whole new album, and then I've got stickers all over the place. It's a really expandable way, like, that will grow with you, if you like. I have 2 full boxes. I am going to sit and go through them on a shed sort out video, but I'm hoping to destash a few. I have ordered another box. I don't want to go above 3. I think 2 is already excessive, so going above 3 is just going to be way too many. And my goal is to eventually get it back down to 2 by using up my supplies. If you've got any questions about this or this system, leave me a comment down below. I'm happy to answer any questions that you've got. Like I say, go and check out Rachel Beauty Plans. I cannot emphasise enough that this is not my idea. Credit where credit's due, you know. I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial though, and thank you very much for joining me. If you want to see some more videos like this, hit the subscribe button down below. I would love to have you back. Take care everyone. Bye.